Can we edit talking head videos 10 times faster using Claude? Let's see.
In this video, we're going to take this video and turn it into this video, all using your existing Anthropic subscription and video terminal. And don't worry, even if you've never edited videos before, it's really not that hard. We're going to take the following steps to take your talking head interview and cut it down with AI. And the last step might be the most important thing that turns AI editing from a gimmick into an actual controllable workflow. You can start editing anywhere. And the important thing is you start with your existing AI subscription. So in my case, it's Claude Code, and I like to run it in the terminal. So right here, I was building a website and it is context aware of my entire project. So I can be like, hey, let's make a launch video about this new website. So I could type this into my existing session and say launch video terminal, and we would create the video. So for this particular video, because it's a talking head edit, I pre-recorded a little video that we can use to demonstrate. So drag the video into here, then transcribe the footage. Okay, so I dragged the video in, it transcribed the footage. We could go through ourselves and say, cut that out. You're doing transcript editing. It happened here on the timeline. But the real saver is you edit inside of Claude. Now, you'll notice that there's actually a terminal inside of Video Terminal, and that itself runs Claude. You could use either session. They are separate Claude sessions, but they are using your subscription. I'm going to use the one inside of Video Terminal just because it's easier for sharing my screen here. So the first step in editing a talking head video is you just say, hey, cut this down by removing filler words, remove silences, and make it a fast-paced, cohesive cut. Press enter, and Claude gets to work because Claude can read the transcription and it can read the file and it can remove all these silences, all these filler words. Now, for a video as short as this, maybe that doesn't save you as much time, but if you're editing an hour, 2-hour podcast, it gets the entire context, it forms a narrative, and it cuts it down for you. All right, there you go. You can see what was once a 68-second clip is now a 28-second clip, and here is the exact transcript that it left. And you might be thinking, wow, cool, Claude does that all the time. But here's where the difference is. We have a UI, so we can see what Claude cut. We can bring it back if we want to by hitting restore words. We can cut more. And what's even better, let's say you don't want something. But soon what we call it. Maybe I want to get rid of that but. Instead of me saying, hey Claude, remove the but around 6 seconds where Claude has to go through and read the file again and all the code and burn all these tokens and take time, I can just slide it in and it's gone like a normal video editor, except for our editor was built as the UI for Claude. So it's a video editor that is purpose built for this age of AI agents. Now you might be saying, all right, that's kind of cool. What else can it do? Well, I can now say, hey Claude, why don't you suggest some graphics that should go over this video? And Claude, being aware of the transcript, will be able to tell me where it thinks graphics would enhance the transcript. Or if I want to do it manually and still use AI, I could say, here's a beat, emphasize AI editing here with impactful on-screen text. So there we go. It shot the prompt that is time aware and context aware over to my Claude session. But let's say I don't want to do this one at a time. So what I'll do is I will actually add that as a text card, and I will say add to plan. Then you'll have notes here, and if we go over to our transcript, you'll see there is a dotted beat, which means, hey, we have something planned for you. Because what I want to do is I want to set the agent up with all of these notes so that I can then say, hey, run the notes, and I walk away and I come back. So here I want to say, let's make a motion graphic and say, make a graphic that represents a content engine getting smarter over time. Add to plan. So you'll see over here that we now have 2 placeholders, and if we're watching the video, soon what we call AI editing, it's showing that, like, look, hey, we haven't made this yet, but we put a placeholder here. So you can start watching things, getting a feel for where graphics will be added before you actually burn the credits in creating those graphics. Now, let's say you don't even want to think about what graphics to make. Of course, you can just go into Claude and say, suggest a few places that could be spruced up with on-screen text or motion graphics, and add them as cue notes to the script. Let Claude think for you. Okay, so Claude went through, read the script, and it suggested 4 more places to put captions and graphics. So we can review them. Let's say instead of this being text, like it's saying accent text for a content strategist, I'm actually going to delete this and say, let's make a motion graphic, make a cute character that is a content strategist and editor, like a little companion bot smiling and waving at the camera. See how it does that? Now we'll review our notes in progress, and I will just hit generate all 7. and sends these prompts one by one to Claude so that Claude works through them one by one. And I will let Claude do that while I go hang out and eat a popsicle. A quick thing to note that keeps Claude on brand is you can import your brand colors, fonts, logos, anything you want the agent to have so that the graphics that it generates do stay consistent and on brand. On top of that, you can drop in your style.md file in here, which you can generate from something like Claude Design. That's what's going to keep this tool generating your graphics consistently and on brand. All right, so check this out. The graphics came in and they came in based on what we had in the style panel. And honestly, they look pretty good. Now, here is the tip that I think takes AI editing away from a gimmick and into an actual workflow. Is before, if you didn't really like something, you had to prompt Claude again. So for instance, this one kind of covers my face. Very annoying to go to Claude and be like, hey, can you move this to the right? And then Claude has to like look at the image and map out where you are and burn all these tokens. Since we built this editor specifically for Claude, we can just click and drag. And perhaps the biggest thing, you want to change what you wrote. Just click in, add an exclamation point, click out. There you go. The graphic is right there, ready to go, fixed with your movement and your text changes, and none of that takes any AI credits, and it's like using a regular editor where you just click in and make some simple changes. Here's the thing, we're not done there. What would an AI editor be without using a little AI magic and fun? So what you do is, let's take this little segment right here, right click, transform this footage. See, it knows my in frame and out frame. I don't want to upscale it, but let's say I want to use Google Omni, have the person supercharged up with electricity as if they are being a superhero with lightning powers. So what this is doing is it's now sending this to Omni to give it that AI magic, and you can bring your own keys so that you don't have to worry about another credit system. You just use our UI, and then you can use your own keys, or you can get credits through us if you want to. So you'll see this clip right here is replaced by this generated clip. Let's play it. Nice. Really quickly, as these feel like table stakes, you can turn off and on subtitles in a click, edit any subtitles right here. And then also, if you want to add any sound effects, we have some built-in sound effects here that will attach there, or you can always drag in downloaded sound effects or say songs and scoot them around just as you would elsewhere. Okay, that said, let's watch the final video. AI editing can certainly supercharge your workflow. Soon what we call AI editing will just be editing. Now, you can still stay ahead of the game by not just creating an editing system, but an entire content engine that has context on everything you posted and gets smarter for drafting the next video and making you stand out from the rest by having an AI companion, not only as an editor, but as a content strategist. So there you go. That's how you use Claude and Video Terminal to edit a talking head video quickly and efficiently in this modern age of AI. Thanks for watching.